Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Afrocentric Woman. Thank you for tuning in. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Remember to subscribe. Okay, so I just wanted to come on here and briefly reiterate and share my thoughts about cosmetic changes, superficial changes that, women can do to enhance their beauty and to have access to more feminine power, and those things are mainly cosmetic. They're cosmetic things that you can do. A lot of them are superficial. And of course, there is um, refinement that you can make. But I think a lot of times the foundation of what a woman is, a lot of times is enough. It really, there's a lot to work with there because foundationally, she just has the good bones, like a good foundation. So everything that you do is just enhancing and adding on to something that's already enough, something that's already sufficient. And oftentimes, some of the qualities that a lot of Black women share, are some of the qualities that a lot of Black women have in common. And it's interesting because you can even go deep into the hood. And some of these women still have these qualities, a quality of taking care of their children, of wanting better, even if they don't know how to get it. They just want better, just wanting more, um, having a sense of family, you know, is a good quality that a lot of Black women share. Having a sense of allegiance to family and community is a quality that a lot of Black women share across various socioeconomic um, backgrounds. Now, how the package is wrapped looks different. How the package is wrapped looks different. The way we express ourselves is very different. But a lot of times, these women, we have a lot in common. We can find a common theme or a common thread among a variety of Black women. Um, we were talking on a different stream the other day about weight, and I've talked on my channel about weight as well, and losing weight and getting to a healthy and fit um, body shape for each woman, and how you determine what is going to be the right size for you, and how you'll be healthiest. What is a healthy weight for you? What are your desires as far as your shape is concerned? Stuff like that. Now, being larger does not eliminate you from being a viable dater or to get into a relationship. There's women of all sizes getting into relationships all the time and being adored at all sizes, because it's more than that. And people who want to make you feel restricted solely based off of your weight and want to they want to shame you, and they want to pretend like the only people in the world struggling with their weight is only Black women. Those people don't care about you, and they don't want you to be healthy. They don't care about you. And there's videos that have been recorded by these, entities, and they're talking about being upset that they are no longer able to rely on full-figured women to fund their lifestyle and to take care of them. They're very angry with people like Lizzo, who have given heavier set women more self-confidence, and that that you should be proud of the size that you are, whatever size that you are. And I personally feel that you can be proud of your size and dress sophisticated for whatever size you are, and just celebrate who you are and where you are as you journey to where you're going. You don't have to wait to be happy once you attain a certain size. You don't have to postpone living your life. You don't have to postpone dating, postpone making friends, postpone socializing, postpone education, postpone everything based off of, some future situation of weight. I think you should celebrate your life now and dress beautifully now and adorn yourself today. And there's a lot of people upset. There's a lot of underdeveloped males who are upset about this new paradigm because they have, for a long time, relied on large women to have a low self esteem and to accept um, mistreatment. They have come to rely on that. Like, if all else fails, and this is how they feel, if all else fails, get you a big girl. And that's how they felt for a really long time. And that is really not the case anymore. You know, that's that's not the case. That's not what women are doing. You have women of all sizes creating standards, and creating rules of engagement. And you cannot just approach a large woman with the bare minimum and expect for her to um, take care of you like you're a kid. And so all of this criticism is just coming from a place of wanting to lure you back into having a low self-esteem, and I think also distracting you from um I think also res- distracting you from pursuing options, because you'll be so caught up in proving your worth to people who don't like you and don't care about you and who want to use you. And it's time consuming and it's energy consuming to continuously windmill in the comments and, go back and forth with these people and try to tell them, what you're worth, trying to prove your worth to them when there is, it's not debatable. It's not debatable. I do think that conversations about weight can be had, should be had, will be had, and all of that jazz, but it has to be in the right environment. People who don't like you, they don't love you, they don't care about you, shouldn't have any say on uh they shouldn't have any input or say as to how you should show up in the world. They don't even like you. They probably won't like you once you're small either, you know? So you're now. So I just it's not healthy for your mental health to enter into those vile spaces at all. Those vile spaces where shaming is the name of the game, and trying to lower your self-esteem. And they will tell you that you're delusional, that you think you can do this and that you think you can do that. That's fine. You know, people can think whatever they want to think. If they want to think you're delusional, they can think that. It's not your job to prove to them that you're not delusional. You don't even have to flaunt your options in their face either, because ultimately it doesn't matter what they think about your options or not, about the variety of things that you have at your disposal, at your fingertips. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can literally, if you post your engagement ring, they're going to say it's not real. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say it's not real. Oh, you bought that yourself. You'll be like, you can post your marriage certificate and they'll say that you photoshopped it. So what I'm saying is that there's no way to win. There's no way to win. It's just a race to the bottom. And the beautiful thing about needing enhancement and needing refinement is that that is attainable and somewhat easy to do. Somewhat easy to do. refining and improving upon something that is already adequate and something that is already functional is doable, but creating a whole new character, which is what most of them need, that's virtually impossible. It's virtually impossible. And that's why you see no matter uh, no matter how much resources they have, no matter what access they have to what, it's still similar outcomes because the issue is the character development. And a lot of that should have happened between the ages of 0 and 5. You see, a lot of the major character inputs, the personality inputs, should have happened between the ages of 0 and 5. So many times it is a lost cause. It's a lost cause. It's a lost cause. So the task that we have ahead of us is one that is doable. And maybe I'll make another video specifically about codependency and how codependency is healable. You can revert, you can address codependency. It can be healed. You know, you might sort of revert back to some codependent type of behavior, depending on how deeply ingrained it is, and also depending on how your individual codependency manifests itself. But it's healable. You know, it's healable because it's not really a personality type. Codependency is more of a coping mechanism. You see, it's a coping mechanism. So it's healable. But on the flip side, when you have poor character and you are genuinely, like, just to the bone, have bad character, that is the part that's like insurmountable. So when we talk about this quest for uh balance, you know, fair and balanced, oh, fair and balanced, and we all have problems. Yeah, but we don't have the type of problems y'all have. You know, we don't have those kind of problems. Those are different kind of problems. You know, those are darn near like you gonna live with those problems for the rest of your life. So the people around you have to think about how they need to protect themselves from you when you have those kind of like major character flaws. So it's not about changing people's philosophy or introducing them to information and then, oh, once you get the right way or once you get a better way or healthy way, you'll just do it. No, these are character issues. These are character issues. So you should rejoice that that isn't to say that we don't have things that we're working on. I have my things I'm working on. You have maybe things that you're working on. We celebrate where we are today and how we show up today. And we celebrate the beauty. We celebrate what's going right, what's right about us. When you look in the mirror and look at different qualities that you have and you celebrate what is right. You celebrate what's going well. What do you, like, what are the positive attributes of yourself? There's, and lead with that, and then also incorporate the refinement and have a strategy for improving upon certain things with yourself. But we really cannot enter into these conversations whereby we're acting like we're comparing oranges to oranges, like we all have things that we need to know. Unfortunately, that is not the case because character problems and personality disorders are a whole different ballgame. Okay, you can go to the gym and lose weight. You can get a trainer, and if you're a phenomenal woman, you're just going to look more phenomenal. But somebody with a flawed personality can go to um, therapy, which they usually don't. They usually don't seek any mental health until they enter into the prison system or through, forced, like coerced marriage counseling because, their partner is going to leave them. So they'll go, quote unquote, like for her, right? They'll go for her, but they have absolutely no desire really to go. They really usually don't think anything's wrong with them. So they think, well, I'll go because you want me to go. Usually she's paying half the bills or more, so he doesn't want to lose his help meet. So if she wants him to go to counseling, he'll go. But he don't think he needs to go and he's not going to get anything out of it. He can go for a year. And at the end of it, if you go to the gym for a year and he goes to counseling for a year, you're going to be fabulous and look great. He's going to be the same, probably the same guy on the other end of it. You see what I'm saying? Because those character and personality types run deep. They run to the core. They run to the inception. And honestly, um, most people with severe character flaws and personality disorders are not willing to do the type of work that would be necessary to reverse them. Well, I don't even think like some of it can't be reversed, but they can come up with like strategies not to hurt people. And some of it's just abstaining from social interactions if they're really sociopathic. Sometimes sociopathic people will decide, to abstain from social interaction because they can't interact with people without exploiting them. And they know that about themselves. So a self-aware sociopath will try to avoid social interactions with people. They'll try to minimize certain relationships because they're by nature so exploitative. But that's a very self-aware person. Most people, they don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. And also, when you have certain worldviews and you have certain ways of life or that how you want relationships to go or what you feel like you need to be in a relationship, but it's not really uh, it's not really conducive to a long-term relationship, you know, especially when you're talking about like men getting with women, women getting with men. The way they want to relate with you is not sustainable. If they want you to be their mom, that's not sustainable. And they may not say, I want you to be my mom, but they interact with you as though you're their mom. They want unconditional love. And a lot of you'll hear them say, I want you to love me like my mama loved me. And they'll say that. And that's not sustainable. That's not sustainable. And if they never got that kind of love when between the ages of 0 and 5, you will never ever be able to provide love for them in a way that they can receive it. So they're just going to be like a bottomless pit of neediness and they're going to be insatiable. That's just like one dynamic. That's like a core belief. If you have a core belief that you should be loved unconditionally, like a mother loves her child, you're already losing because that's not sustainable. No woman is going to be able to sustain that relationship. The relationship is going to fail. The relationship can't last. Uh, the relationship can't last if the male has the core belief that you need to love me like my mom loved me. If you're expecting a woman to love you like your mom loved you, the relationship is doomed. It's not going to work. So, and they're not going to change. Like, you can't have a conversation with someone, right? If they have this core belief, you need to love me unconditionally, like my mama did, and you present to them an hour presentation about why that doesn't work, 9 times out of 10, they're still going to seek that. Okay. Because it's not coming from a place of intellect. It's not coming from a place of mental understanding. And if you show them how that's not sustainable or it's dysfunctional, they're just going to stop doing it. No, it's coming from a core place of personality development. So this bottomless pit of neediness and needing to control and things of that, that's coming from a personality type. You see, it's not coming from a lack of information. I think that's really what I'm trying to drive home. It's not coming from a place of lack of, of information. So all of these statistic wars, they're all a waste of your time. The statistic wars are a waste of your time. Well, I have data. Listen, when you're talking about family values, and you'll see this if you look at other communities that grapple with family values, like how we come together as family units and what we're trying to do, overall, what kind of values to instill in children and how we relate to one another. You don't really see this. Let me show you the data on the marriage rates. Like, no, people just speak in general that it's just in general, it's good to like have strong families and there's less of it's just a distraction point. Let me get the marriage rates. Let me get the this rate. Let me get the single mama rates. Let me get the that rate. And before you know it, you have literally spent 2 hours going back and forth with reports, and this person don't like you. They don't even like you. So what was the point of all of those statistics? What was the point of it? Ultimately, at the core of it, they don't like you. They don't value you. You're not someone that they want to invest in at all. What are the core beliefs that are driving the narrative, or what are the core beliefs that are making them question certain things? Somebody the other day posted, and I've gotten this, throughout the time I've been on YouTube. I want to see what you look like. I want to see your face. It doesn't matter what I look like. You you don't think I deserve anything either way it goes. So there's no point in that. And I don't care. Hey, my world. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I look like. There's no way I can ever present myself that you would be like, oh yeah, yeah, she deserves everything she wants. Yeah, to get flued out, to have her man take care of her. Yeah, definitely her. Sure, yeah, sure she does. No, no, it doesn't matter what I look like. The core belief is that you don't think Black women deserve to be taken care of. That's the core belief. And every single criticism that is being hurled is based on that core belief. And nobody is going to change that for them. They have that core belief that you do not deserve to be taken care of. And you'll see that in various ways. It just manifests in so many ways. That is the core belief. They don't believe that Black women should be taken care of. Bada bing, bada boom. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. There's other negative core beliefs as well, that children are a burden. So everything that informs what they say is coming from a place of the core belief is that children are a burden. Children lower the value of women. That is the core belief. Child support is a conspiracy from the state against the da 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 da. They also feel they have a core belief that they shouldn't be obligated to take care of their children. Everything should be like what they want to do. And if they don't have access to the woman, then they don't want to take care of the child, by and large, just in general. So those are all your core beliefs make up your character, is what I'm saying. And so these character flaws and these character dysfunctions run very deep. And Black women continue to be confused. Well, I don't understand why he would say this, and I don't understand. I have to take a deep breath, and I just have to be patient with y'all. I just have to take a deep breath, and I have to be patient with y'all because y'all be really just stretching my patience, okay, and stretching all of it. Like I have to really tap deep to find the patience because y'all be still confused. I don't know how. Some people I can understand how y'all be confused. But some of the other ones I'm like, how you confused 2 years later though? You still confused? To this day you remain in confusion? Girl, get some understanding, please. Get some understanding. Don't be arrogant. Don't be arrogant. Because I really feel that a lot of the uh, thinking you're going to change someone or thinking that you're going to show them the way or thinking that you want to enter into these battles back and forth with people who have a formed personality before you met them. These people are 30, 40, 50, and 60 years old. Okay. Their dysfunctional household created their personality. They were reared in it. They were nurtured by dysfunction. Everywhere, every place that they turned affirmed their dysfunction for like 35, 40 years straight. Here they are, big and grown and still dysfunctional. And you think that you're going to come and swoop in and get on a panel and show them the light. That is arrogance. It's arrogance. Arrogance and obsession with not wanting to accept what is because you want it to be a better way. There's nothing wrong with wanting it to be a better way, but you have to relinquish your ability to change it because you can't. It is what it is. You can't change it. If it were to be lasting, if there were to be any, it has to come from within. What? Mm, excuse me. It has to come from within the person. They didn't, I mean, I don't know how many languages they can tell you. They don't care. They don't like you. They don't value you. Because I think if you want to throw something in somebody's face, that means you care. That means you care. You know, like if you have an ex and you send a picture of your new boo, and you want to show the ex your new boo, that means you still care. That means you still care. I can't wait for us to just care even less. Oh my Lord. Yeah, care less. And the positive note is everything that you want to do to enhance yourself it's all doable. Because, like I said, many Black women have a strong foundation. They have a lot of great qualities that can be built upon. Black women, by and large, value family. Even those who aren't necessarily having children, you'll still, see those people, those women spending time with the elders of their family, coming around the family, being concerned about the trajectory of the family, being concerned about the health and wellness of various people in the family, including their parents, and nieces and nephews and whatnot. So those are very strong qualities that Black women have. Black women, by and large, like to develop themselves and they like to strive. They like to ascend in many different areas, rather it be business, education, health, wellness, wealth, relationships, including friendships and networking. You know, we can find that common theme in Black women across various socioeconomic uh, statuses. So we cannot compare ourselves to people who have personality disorders. That's a different ball game. Having poor behavior because you were, you know, used to being in a in a bad environment, or you develop coping strategies to deal with, like, dysfunctional people. You might have attachment issues, but all those things can be worked out with diligence and persistence. Because this is the thing. If you look at Black women who actually seek therapy, or seek help, Black women are seeking help because they want to be better. They have an internal desire, many of us, to be better. So we seek that. We seek, it could be a variety of different ways, but Black women seek that by and large. Many of us do. A critical mass do. Enough do. A majority do. And sometimes when we know better, we do better eventually. Just depends on how deep things run, but that's by and large what you see. So that cannot be. Don't get bamboozled into this conversation of, well, we all have things we need to work on. No, and so I'm gonna tell you what you need to do. No, you need to tell yourself what you're gonna do. You need to tell yourself what you're gonna do, and you need to tell uh your brethren what they gonna do. And maybe it's the blind leading the blind, but maybe if enough of y'all fall off the cliff, maybe y'all get some understanding. I don't know. Not my problem. Not my problem. Because it's another core belief that males should be up in the beauty shop dealing with woman issues. That's a core belief. That's a person. That is a that's a core belief. It's a, I don't want to say bad behavior, but it's like, yeah, it's a part of their personality. Like, they don't see the difference between men and women. They don't understand that you're not supposed to be in the beauty shop when we're talking about woman issues. You're not supposed to be commenting on women's beauty regimen. That's and you're not supposed to compare yourself to women, but they have the way their eyes work. They don't see the difference between men and women. So they'll be like, oh, my hair look better than yours. Like, well, okay, girl. That's what I want to say. Okay, girl, you win. They want to fight with you for resources from Zaddy. Now he should give me the money. Okay, girl. Well, if you backing it up like me, you throwing it like I can throw it, then we are not compatible with each other. If you can do what I can do, me and you don't need to be together. Okay? We don't need to be together. You've already told me that we're incompatible. If you trying to compete with me and do what I do, no, that means we got the same thing. That means we doing the same thing. I'm not interested in you then, because that'll cancel you out. But that's a core belief that they have. That's a worldview. That's how they see the world. They don't see the difference between men and women, and they don't want to treat you as such. They don't know how. It's not in them. So be ye encouraged that the stuff that we have on our plate to do is doable. You can go to the gym and get some results in a month or two. Okay, you can go get some concrete results. And it's not that you don't have any options, you just have more when you're fit. That's pretty much the bottom line. Don't let anybody try to make you focus on what you don't have and what you can't do. Okay, whatever. They can think whatever they want to do, but go out there and get, live your best life. Do you? Who gives a ish what somebody think that you can get or can get? Who cares? It's been many a time that um I've literally been at like a luxury restaurant, drinking champagne and living my best life, and I'll get a notification from YouTube of some struggle bandit talk about some uh don't nobody want you. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't notice because I'm too busy, fielding date offers. I'm too busy sifting through all these date offers and picking which one is the best one for me. I didn't even realize that nobody wanted me. I didn't even realize that I was ran through and washed up. I didn't get the memo. I didn't get the memo. Too busy going on dates and living my life that I didn't notice. You think that I would sit up and talk to somebody that's not qualified to have a conversation with me about my worth? There, you got another thing coming. I will never will I sit down and argue with somebody about what I'm worth and what I deserve. And how could you um if you're too busy getting it? You know what I'm saying? If you're so busy living your life and exploring all of the options available to you, you will have a lot less time to be worried about what someone thinks that you're not qualified for. The name of the game is just all about confusion and lowering your self-esteem. There's no other um there's no other well, that's cute. There's no other objective. They're not trying to learn. And that's a con that a lot of narcissistic people have. And I had to stop doing this where they will kind of come to you like, show me the way. And it's like this fake interest in education. Um, it's this fake interest in wanting to be informed. It's this fake interest in wanting to do better, but they really like have no intention. And it's just like it tires you out. It's no different from certain, racist people saying, well, how can I be inclusive? And how can I don't understand, and then you end up giving this whole dissertation on race relations in America since slave, like, and you be tired at the end of it. You're tired, you're traumatized, you've exerted so much mental and emotional energy. And at the end of the day, they're still as racist as the beginning of your conversation. So it's like a tactic to tire you out when they pretend that they want to do better but it's all show. It's all a performance. It's all the song and dance to absorb your energy and to emotionally engage you with them. Like if they can't get it through this door or through that window, then they'll go another way. So if you're saying, well, I'm not interested in this and I have this going on, and then they're like, well, show me the way. I want to educate. Well, tell me, explain what I'm doing wrong. It's usually not authentic. It's not a genuine desire to do better because anybody, or at least a man is going to always show you first. He's going to show you instead of just bumping his gums. So if you find yourself constantly in these circular conversations of people pretending to be genuine and want to advance themselves, but they're not doing anything, and then at the flip of a dime, they revert back to being like themselves. It was all show. You know what I'm saying? You've seen it. I know you've seen it, where they're holding themselves together and they're pretending to be decent, and then God forbid the wrong thing is said and they just revert right back to that dysfunctional trash bag. They're cursing people out, yelling, flipping out, calling you names, telling you're not worth this, you're not worth that, you're this, you're that, because that's really who they are. You see, the pretending it takes a lot of energy out of them to pretend to be good. because their natural state of being is dysfunctional and mean-spirited. So, um, beware. Beware of that trap so that you don't emotionally exert yourself and tire yourself out for nothing, you know? It's not worth it. It's totally not worth it. Hey, Sissy Joe. It is not worth it. Everything that we need to do, a lot of it is superficial. Some of it is superficial, and some of it has to do with the way a lot of it is like internal work, how we look at ourselves, how we value ourselves, how we build up our own self esteem, how we create standards in our life for everyone that apply across the board. Okay. Standards that apply across the board, learning how to relate in a way that is healthy and functional. I feel optimistic about where we are because I know it's all doable and we can do it. We can do it. It can be done. Codependency can be healed. Narcissism cannot. The codependency can be healed. So it kind of sucks to be codependent. Um, but the bright side is that it's reversible. You can heal that. You can heal codependency. That is inspiring. That is, yeah, it's inspiring. It's motivating. It's encouraging to know that if you are struggling with codependency, you can heal it. Narcissism, not so much. The only thing we just have to understand is that is not curable. And so that way you can't. There's this one girl I was talking to. I actually know her in real life, and we were talking on social media, and she was dealing with a narc, and she was like, she was like, I was telling her, she was like, well, I'm trying to understand narcissists because I think I'm with one, and everything she was saying this, she was like, everything that I'm finding online is telling me that like he can't be helped. She was like, I don't want to believe that. This is what she told me. I don't want to believe that. And I told her, I said, well, actually everything you found is correct. It's true. It's not, you can't help him. Well, I just don't believe that, and the divine goddess this, and earth and the mother, and the moon and the stars, and the da 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 da, and I believe, and I'm not giving up on him. He got to leave out of my house, but maybe he'll come back. I don't know, but I'm not giving up. Okay. I just want to know. That's probably like a year ago. I just want to know whatever happened, girl. Whatever happened. What happened to him, girl? Did you change him? Did you change him? That he was coming, living up in your house, eating up your food, drinking up your child's juice? Did he change? I'm sure he didn't, but I really do want to know. Yes, it's very arrogant not to get. Let me look. Let me see what I said. I'm gonna try to see if I can find my real message that I sent. It was a long time ago, but I'm curious. I really want to know where things left off. Let me look at my message box and see. Uh, what is her name? Uh, Give me a second. See if I can find. Hmm, Let me open up my messages because now I really want to know. Let's see if I can give y'all verbatim. Oh, I know her name. I know her name. Let's see, unless she unfriended me. Mm-mm. Okay, let's do this. But how y'all doing while I search? Okay. Oh, I was spelling her name wrong. That's why I wasn't pulling up. Oops. Okay. Oh, so this was 2 years ago. I said, you sound healthy and strong. I don't know the extent of your partner's narcissism. However, the psychology community overwhelmingly agree that narcissistic personality disorder cannot be cured. I encourage you to check Dr. Romani on YouTube. She is an excellent resource. That's me. Oh, we had some voice notes. So we are in counseling. It helps. Girl, I said, peace. Oh, this is why I reached out to her. I said, peace. I saw your post about narcissism. I am a survivor of narcissistic abuse. I'm here if you need to process through anything, just vent or get support. I'm here. And she says, I appreciate it. We're in counseling. Again, I'm telling you, the only time they go to counseling is if the partner forces them. I'm about to mute y'all because I'm about to play her voice and I want to see what she said on the voice note and I don't want that to air on the channel. So I'm going to mute it. Give me a second. Okay, so in the voice note, she says, I'm at this point where I need to decide if I'm going to continue to support him. Hold on, let me play the rest of it. Hold on. Okay. And then she says, well, I'm at this place where I need to decide if I'm going to continue to support him or give him the space that he needs to heal on his own. If he heals on his own, then that means that I may not be able to love him the way that I'm loving him. And I what else did she say? She says, oh, and I think I said something to her about inner child. And I said, like, well, you need to, attend to your inner child and understand everything. And she's like, well, I need to, I am going to look at my inner child and see why I keep attracting these relationships. This is the thing about Black women. Black women are very over accountable. Black women are over accountable. I think that you should be accountable for what you do, but you can't be accountable for him too. And I feel that Black women have taken this ideology, this like secret of life or this, law of attraction, and they've taken it and they have imploded it on, they have like negatively reflected it on themselves. Like something is wrong with me because I keep attracting these personality types to me. So I need to work on myself. I need to attract better. But the real question is, well, where are you going? Who's all around you? You see? So if you're in an environment and every single man that comes to you is dysfunctional, he's abusive, he's exploitative, he uses you, he doesn't have anything to offer. He's not a leader. He's not viable. He doesn't stand on his own 2 feet. He's not strong. He's not a man. And you want to attribute it to you. This is the flaw with Black women's thinking, because Black women are too accountable for other people's stuff. Black women want to be accountable for everything, and they always, anytime something happens with men, they want to put it on a woman. And Black women themselves put the things on themselves. Step away and realize that it's the environment that you're in, it's the males around you. If every single one is dysfunctional, it's the pool of men that you're choosing from. They're the problem, you see? But that's like what this is like a woman in my real life that I reached out to 2 years ago because she posted something about narcissism. So I already knew. I already know. That's why I reached out to her in private message, like, hey girl, woo woo woo, what's going on? Woo, woo, woo. And so she's like, well, I need to figure out why I'm attracting this. You can figure out this and you can figure out that, and you're gonna go to the thing, you're gonna work on yourself, but it leads you right back into the trap if you don't get to the real core of what's going on. It'll lead, and I've seen Black women in this cycle for years. They'll just sit up in for years and years and be in that same cycle and give up their best years, give up their 20s, their 30s, and their 40s to struggle because they could never put two and two together. They could never put the puzzle pieces together. All the puzzle pieces are disjointed. And guess who likes it like that? There are certain entities that like it like that. They they thrive on dysfunction because when things are dysfunctional, it allows them to uh not have to be accountable, not have to produce anything because everything is so disjointed and dysfunctional. So she thinks, I need to focus on myself and I need to attract a better man. I need to refine myself. Okay, you can. But if you go right back to that same pool, you're going to end up in the same situation again. It's just going to repeat itself. Another another way to look at this as is your beingness cannot control someone's character and their worldview and how they treat women and what they expect. Doesn't matter how feminine you are, beautiful, smart. This woman's so smart. She's a whiz, a STEM whiz. Beautiful, gardening, all that. But it's the pool of men that you're choosing from is the major problem. I think she would probably, if she opened up her option, she'd ride off into the sunset with some gardening guy, horticulture whiz, off the grid, whatever, outdoorsman. She would live her best life, you know. But it's the pool. It's the pool of men. That's the issue. That's the main issue. And not knowing when to say when. And that's what happens when you don't have standards. That's what happens when you don't have standards. And I've talked about this core belief, flawed belief that Black women have is it's really delusional that you think that I will require nothing of him in the beginning. I'll require nothing of him and I'll make it easy to be with me. I'll make it easy to be with me. He doesn't have to take me on a date. We can Netflix and chill. I'll meet him at the park. I'll meet him at coffee. I will, meet him, we could take a walk. I'll go to his cousin's barbecue. Yeah, I'll just do I'll make it easy on him. Delivering yourself to him, you wrapping your pee up in a bow and delivering it to his doorstep. He didn't even have to call a number and order it. He didn't even have to, submit an Amazon order or anything. He didn't even have to pull out his credit card, nothing. He was just minding his own business. You wrapped up your pee and you delivered it to him in a bow on his doorstep. He stumbled outside and fell over you. Oh, there you are. Okay, sure. Come on in and slide through and be my booty call. And then you're like, okay, well, when he marries me, everything will change and he'll start, being this better person and he'll start doing all these things for me. I've literally talked to women who think like this. When unfortunately, baby girl, doesn't work like that. I've even know women who are married yet single. They basically have an adult child to take care of. They don't have a husband, they have an adult child. And even they said that they regret not having any standards during the courtship. They regret it. because he never had to do anything, and then now you're married and you're like, oh well, you need to fix these appliances. Why is the house falling apart? You're not maintaining the yard. You're not actively helping me with the children. We never go on vacation. You don't buy me jewelry. All these things, it's like, well, you never required any of these things during the courtship. Yes, I just recorded a video about my man coming over here and getting my car and taking it and getting it serviced, because I mean, one day if I ever get married, I'm not dealing with the car. So I need to see during the courtship process, I need to see, are you willing to take responsibility for the car? This is me observing how he operates in his life. How will you operate in my life as a man? Can you take responsibility for the vehicles? Because I'm not about to be married and doing the same shit I'm doing single. I'll stay single, okay? And that's just bottom facts. Like, I'm not, I, it's just not going to happen. It's either I'm by myself or I'm with you. And if I'm with you, I'm not going to act like I'm by myself. I'm not going to be doing everything by myself, paying for everything. No, I do not. I do pay bills, but I do not pay all of them. Okay. And I'm not even married. You got some women married paying all the bills and cleaning up and taking care of the children. Can't even take a proper maternity leave. Can't even, don't even have time to breastfeed their children, nothing, because they're responsible for the entire household. And that's incredibly unnatural and unsustainable. And what is the point? What is the point of that? I've literally gone off on a tangent, but backing up to this particular conversation with this person, was not at the point where she was ready to give up on the situation. And she was very delusional and arrogant about her ability to change this man, and unwilling to accept the fact that he wouldn't. It's like the psychologists have told you it's irreversible, but she don't want to believe it. And that's like spirituality gone wrong. Spirituality should enhance science. They should not be contradicting each other. That's like the best spirituality. The spirituality that is in alignment with science and, reality. That's the best kind of spirituality. But if your spirituality is making you refute all these psychologists that's telling you it's a lost cause, then your spirituality is a detriment to you and will keep you in bondage. There's a lot of people that think that these people can be redeemed, in some of them in different other spirituality, sects or whatever, spirituality paths, religious paths, believe that it's a demon, narcissism is a demon that can be cast up out of them, and they really believe that. And I think that, I mean, sometimes they'll believe that, but they'll step away from the situation. But sometimes you have people who believe that and they're trying to do things, you know, to stick in the situation, forgiving and saying, oh, well, if the person repents of their sins and I'll take them back, you know, oh, he went and confessed to so and so, so I'll take him back. And they can you can waste a lot of time like that. Religion can really keep Black women in bondage and in servitude and in squalor and poverty, in uh uh really bad situations. The the patriarchal religious sects can keep women in bad situations. And not even just those. I mean, even the some of the African spirituality too. Or sometimes if people just don't want to do stuff, they can just use religion as an excuse, spirituality as an excuse. Oh, well, the ancestors told me that I need to be patient with him. Girl, ancestors didn't tell you nothing. You just don't want to let him go. Okay, that's the issue. It's not the ancestors, it's you. It's you. Lisa Soul of Healing says masculine and feminine are supposed to work together. Yeah, it should be complementary. Should be complementary. Should be. I think we just have to get to the core of helping women understand how, to allow themselves to thrive as themselves. Because I mean, I've spoken about this on the channel as well, that there's these opposing views. Because sometimes, Black women do the most. They'll literally just be doing the most, and then they'll wonder, well, why am I in this relationship where this man never steps up? He can't handle, I went on maternity leave and the house fell apart. He can't handle anything. He doesn't take initiative to do anything. Um, I'm tired, overrun. A lot of times the weight issues and the blood pressure issues and a lot of that have to do because Black women are living in an unnatural state. And they'll be like, well, I can go 50-50. And you're like, okay, sis, well, how's that 50-50 working for you? Are you at a healthy weight? How are your vital signs? You know, are you happy? Are you joyful? Really? Is it really working or is it not? And it's never 50-50. It's like 90-10 or 95-5 or 99-1. It's never 50-50. It's never 50-50. Women usually have more responsibility inside the house, you know. And especially when they go off and they do their thing, they got a whole family over there, or they tell you that they ain't got no money. How many times have we seen this? They tell the woman, "Oh, I don't have no money for this, I don't have no money for that." There's a meme from divorce court going around where the woman was like, "I was paying half the bills. I was paying this and that." And then the other woman he was cheating on her with steps like, "I don't pay no bills." So when you sit up and pay bills, what you think he doing with the rest of that money? He got money to go out, entertain, find another woman, okay? And then you're gonna be sitting up looking crazy like, why I've been paying all these bills when you could have been paying them, and you not only did you not invest the money, but you took the money and you've been spending it on this other woman that don't pay no damn bills. So you can choose, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be the woman that pay all the bills and take responsibility from him so he can go out and do what he want to do? Or you're gonna be the woman who getting her bills paid? The choice is yours. The choice is yours. And okay, well, maybe it's my worldview, okay, that you just have to understand the nature of how guys work. Even good men, okay, even a good man will try you. Let me think of what happened. I'm trying to think. Um, I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it was, but I know it was one situation where um somebody tried to kind of like either lowball me or something, and I just pretty much called their bluff. Like, well, I really don't care. Do whatever I'm not doing this, and then they came back immediately with like something way better. And I just feel like a lot of times they would just test you just to see how far they can get. And I think like guys always want a discount. They always want value. They always want to get as much for their money or effort as possible. So they're always going to, not always, but a lot of times they can try to lowball you, or they try to get as much as they can get for free, get as much as they can get for as little effort as possible. And they're kind of seeing what you'll do. Like, well, will you do it? Will you take it? And from that point, it's really up to you. If what they're offering is acceptable to you, there's only one person that can decide that, and that's you. But a lot of times they're trying to see how much value they can get with how much money and resources they're willing to invest. And a lot of times they will be willing to spend more, but you take so little. So They would have been prepared to offer you da 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 da, but when they were like, "Oh, do you want to meet at this happy hour or well, we're having a reception over here. There's gonna be this free thing. You want to roll through?" And if you say yes, they're like, "Oh, well, dang, I was gonna, take her out to dinner, but I don't have to. I get to see her at this free happy hour, and I don't have to pay no money. That's fine." And they'll take it. Like, who won't take a deal? Who won't take a deal? Most human nature is to seek a deal. So they'll whatever you'll give, they'll take it. So it's really up to you to make the price. It's really up to you. Because if you're willing to do it for free, then they'll take it. Okay. Said exactly. That was my last relationship with my ex. He didn't want me for myself. He wanted a girlfriend and had nothing but excuses when I needed balance. Yeah, the girlfriend thing is not real. It's really just, I want you to stop sleeping with other men. That's when they say, like, I want a girlfriend. They just don't want to compete anymore. They don't want to compete with other men, but you have to decide, what does it take for you to be somebody's girlfriend. That's a woman's decision. That's your decision. You have to sit down with with a pen and paper, and you need to write down what would it take for me to be somebody's girlfriend. What do I require to be exclusive? And exclusive with an asterisk mark, okay? Exclusive with an asterisk mark. That don't mean you're not entertaining conversations. That doesn't mean you're not continuing to level up. That doesn't mean that you're single until you're married. So when I say exclusive, I'm saying exclusive with an asterisk mark by it. But each woman has to write down, what does it require for you? How many of how much are your bills each month? And what would he be expected to contribute each month to your bills? All of it, half of it, a quarter of it, how much? How many dates do you need a month? You know, what do you need for special occasions? Um, what types of situations do you expect for him to be responsible for? Like, does if your car breaks down, can you call him if you have a flat tire? Can you call him if you need something fixed in your house? Will he do it? What would you expect of him? Should he be fixing things in the home? Should he be fixing stuff on your car? Should he be paying a certain amount of your bills, taking you shopping? I mean, you have to decide that. And those are your requirements. And that has nothing to do with John, Billy, Bob, Tom, uh, Caleb, or Mario. Okay. It doesn't have anything to do with any of them. These are your standalone requirements for exclusivity. So each woman has to develop that for herself. And you date until those requirements are met. And you would be surprised how many men appreciate clarity. They do appreciate clarity, because from there they can be like, I want it or I don't. So you don't get girlfriend benefits when if the girlfriend requirements are not met. You see what I'm saying? So problem solved. There's really no problem. There's no see, you don't, when you have requirements, you're not arguing with men back and forth about, I need balance, I need time, I need you to do this, I'm supposed to be your girlfriend. You don't have those kind of arguments, because it is what it is. You already have your requirements, independent of him, independent of any other man. This is just what it would take for you to be exclusive with an asterisk mark. So there's no arguing about your standards. They are what they are. You want it or you don't want it. And you just move on to the next one that's want it. And don't get all in your feelings and feel unworthy if somebody was like, yeah, no, I'll pass. It's really a blessing, because now your time is not going to be wasted. Like, it's like, if you don't have any standards and they're like, I want you to be my girlfriend, and you just do it, he has no skin in the game. And he don't, If he is not willing to go into his pocket and part with cash, he don't really love you like that. You're just convenient. Because it doesn't take any effort for them to come and sweat on top of you and eat up your food and all of that. That doesn't require any effort. Going out and working and getting resources and giving them to you, that requires effort and money. And no man is going to spend money on something that he don't want. It's really that simple. They're really that simple. It's not as complicated as people try to make it seem. People be trying to psychoanalyze and girl, listen, if he like you, he gonna be spending money on you. If he don't really like you, he ain't gonna be spending no money on you. It's really that simple. Yeah, good. Write that down because it helps to have something tangible that you can see and just get comfortable about what it would take. Just get comfortable with your standards and your requirements because exclusivity costs us more as women. Always remember that. Exclusivity is not equally valued because we are menstruating every month with this man who would potentially, and I'm speaking to women who want children in the future. You want children. Every month that you're exclusive with this man who don't love you, let's just say he secretly don't love you, don't have no intention of marrying you at all. He's passing his time with you because he's in grad school and you're convenient. You're a convenient booty call. And you have all these ideas in your mind that, oh, we're going to get married one day. We're going to do this. Whoop, 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 whoop. And you exclusive to him. And he's seeing this one, that one, and the third one. Got his eye on somebody that he really want to marry across town. But you're convenient because you just come through and slide through and watch Netflix with him and booty call and all this and that. Well, I mean, how many men that you didn't meet who would be ready to give you more? Because you're so infatuated with this guy using you like a booty call that you're ignoring these men who actually want to court you because this one is him and Han and we lose way more. Okay, it's not equal. We lose more through exclusivity, and that's why you should require investment. So regardless, when you walk away, you need to have something in your pocket. You do not need to walk away brokenhearted and empty-handed. Let me repeat that. Do not walk away brokenhearted and empty-handed. If you're going to cry, at least have some dollars in your pocket while you cry. At least have something tangible to cry and be sad for a couple of days. Don't walk away broke and brokenhearted. Broke pocketbook and brokenhearted. Don't do that. Please don't do that. You don't have to do that. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. Thank you so much for tuning in, y'all. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. I would so appreciate it. And y'all have a blessed day. Peace and love.